Welcome! Today we're making crispy golden potato wedges, perfect for any meal or as a tasty snack. Whether you're serving them with a dipping sauce or as a side dish, these wedges are sure to impress. So let's dive in and make some mouth-watering potato wedges. Alright, let's get started with our crispy potato wedges. First, grab 4 medium-sized russet potatoes. You can leave the skins on for extra crispiness. Now, let's season them. You'll need 2 tablespoons of olive oil. This is what gives the wedges that golden texture. Then sprinkle in 1 teaspoon of garlic powder, 1 teaspoon of onion powder, and 1 teaspoon of paprika. If you like some extra flavor, add 1/2 teaspoon each of dried oregano and thyme. For a bit of heat, go ahead and add 1/2 teaspoon of chili powder. Don't forget to season with salt and pepper to taste. Toss everything together and you're ready to bake. Trust me, these ingredients are going to make your wedges irresistible. Let's begin by preparing the potatoes. Grab your 4 medium-sized russet potatoes. These are perfect for wedges because they have a starchy texture that gives you that crispy outside and soft inside. First, wash and scrub them well to remove any dirt. You can choose to peel them if you like, but I recommend leaving the skins on for that crispy texture. Once they're clean, slice each potato in half lengthwise and then cut each half into 3 to 4 wedges. The goal is to have wedges that are about the same size so they cook evenly. Don't worry about making them perfect, just aim for thick rustic wedges. After cutting, set them aside for the next step. Next, we're going to soak our potato wedges. This step is optional, but it really helps get that perfect crispiness. Fill a large bowl with cold water and add your potato wedges in. Let them soak for about 30 minutes. This helps remove excess starch, which is key to making them crispy instead of soggy. While the potatoes are soaking, you can get your other ingredients ready. After 30 minutes, drain the water and use a clean towel to pat the wedges dry. You want to remove as much moisture as possible before seasoning them. Now let's season these wedges. In a large mixing bowl, pour in 2 tablespoons of olive oil. The oil is essential for getting that golden crispy finish. Add 1 teaspoon of garlic powder, 1 teaspoon of onion powder, and 1 teaspoon of paprika. This combo will give the wedges a nice flavor. If you like a bit of extra seasoning, add 1/2 teaspoon each of dried oregano and thyme. Want a little heat? Sprinkle in 1/2 teaspoon of chili powder. Of course, don't forget to add salt and pepper to taste. Now, toss everything together until the wedges are evenly coated. Make sure every wedge gets a nice coat of that flavorful oil and spice mix. Once the wedges are all seasoned, it's time to arrange them for baking. Line a baking sheet with parchment paper. This helps keep them from sticking and makes cleanup a breeze. If you want extra crispiness, you can place a wire rack on top of the baking sheet, then lay the wedges on the rack. This allows the hot air to circulate all around the wedges, making them even crispier. Make sure the wedges are in a single layer, not overcrowded. If they're too close together, they'll steam instead of crisping up. Now you're ready to get them in the oven. Now comes the fun part, baking. Preheat your oven to 425 degrees Fahrenheit, 220 degrees Celsius, and once it's ready, place your baking sheet in the oven. Bake the wedges for about 35 to 40 minutes. Halfway through the cooking time, flip them over so both sides get that golden crispy texture. This is a great time to check on them just in case your oven runs hot. Keep an eye on them so they don't burn. At this stage, your kitchen will start smelling amazing, and you'll know those wedges are on their way to being perfect. As the wedges bake, they'll slowly turn golden brown and crispy. After about 35 minutes, start checking the wedges. You want them to be crispy on the outside and tender on the inside. If they need a little more time, leave them in the oven for an extra 5 minutes, but keep an eye on them so they don't get too dark. A good test is to poke a wedge with a fork. If it's soft inside and crispy on the outside, you're done. If they're still too soft, give them a bit more time to crisp up. Finally, let's garnish and serve. Once your wedges are perfectly crispy and golden, remove them from the oven and let them cool for just a minute. If you want, sprinkle some fresh parsley on top for a pop of color and fresh flavor. Serve these crispy wedges with your favorite dipping sauce. Ketchup, ranch, or even garlic aioli are all great options. These wedges are perfect for a side dish, a snack, or even as a main course with a salad. I promise, they'll be gone in no time. Let's talk about some quick tips to make your potato wedges perfect every time. First, even sizing is key. Cut your wedges uniformly so they cook evenly. If some are thinner, they'll burn while the thicker ones stay undercooked. Next, use parchment paper or a wire rack on your baking sheet. This prevents sticking and helps the wedges crisp up beautifully. Don't overcrowd the pan. Spread the wedges out in a single layer. If they're too close together, they'll steam instead of getting crispy. When it comes to seasoning, don't hold back. Potatoes love bold flavors, so feel free to experiment with spices like cumin or cayenne for extra heat. Lastly, if you have leftovers, reheat them in the oven at 400 degrees Fahrenheit, 200 degrees Celsius for 5 to 10 minutes. They'll crisp right back up. Follow these tips, and you'll have the ultimate potato wedges every time. Enjoy your homemade potato wedges.